listening to the Estheticians Learning More podcast with Brittany Hageman, episode number 225. Happy Monday and welcome back. I want to talk today about profitability and how if you know what you're doing is profitable and how popularity in some ways does not mean profitability and how to kind of like figure out the difference. So one of the things that I have noticed working with estheticians over the past 6 years now, oh my goodness, 6 years, is how important to look at your business as a whole when it comes to adding services, taking off services, and why it's really important not to make decisions based on what other people tell you is the best decision versus what looks the best in your business. It's very vague, so I'm going to try to give you some examples. So what this could look like is very simply like what I experienced, which is years ago when I had my acne business in San Diego, I was using Face Reality, and my clientele was mostly college girls or graduate student girls that could afford Face Reality products and afford coming every 2 weeks. But for most of them, it wasn't like they had to think about it. They had to budget it, right? It wasn't like, whatever, And DMK was becoming pretty popular in the area that I was in. And their services are more expensive and their products are more expensive. And of course, when I run the numbers, it would have made me a lot more money, right? I would have been working less and making more money, which is all I love to teach, right? Like obviously you're still working, but I didn't have to add, like if I replace those services with DMK, I wouldn't be working more hours, working the same amount of hours, making more money. So I went and got a service. I got the DMK, the mask, and I tried it and I didn't love it. But I knew so many people who loved it. And I still today know so many people who love the mask, love the pulsing mask. I forget what it's called, like the enzyme, right? And I kept thinking like, wow, it could really help this client, it could really help this client. And it's popular. Like it was growing in popularity. It's very popular still now. People really love it. People are huge fans of it. And I had to really think about, is this something that I could sell? And the answer to that question was no. And the reason why is because I didn't love the product. It is popular. Now I could have figured out a way to sell it, but it didn't align with the way that what I believe, which is like, you can't sell things you don't personally love. Now, by the time I started treating acne, I didn't need benzoyl peroxide products anymore because my acne was very mild, if that. And so I never consistently used a benzoyl peroxide product, but I sold a ton of it because I saw the results of it and I knew how it would work. So this doesn't have to be like absolutes in your business, but I hated the feeling of the mask. And so that is such the big like seller in DMK is that pulsing enzyme that I knew it wasn't going to be for me. And the same thing, like when it comes to like, don't come at me, but like Skin Better. Like I have tried a number of their products and I like the products more than DMK. But they did not wow me to make sense that I could be like, yes, I love this product. Of course, I know so many estheticians who love it and sell it very confidently because they love it. So I wouldn't have brought on Skin Better because I didn't feel excited about the products. Now, there are so many great lines out there that are the same price as Skin Better that maybe if I had tried, I would love that I haven't tried. Like I haven't tried Glymed, I haven't tried Jan Marini. I've tried a lot of really great lines out there that probably have great results that are more expensive than like a Face Reality. But the bottom line is just because it's popular to a lot of other estheticians, it doesn't mean it's going to be profitable for you. And it's very easy to get sucked in on sales calls with sales reps The same thing for Color Science. Like, I like their blush, and that is it. And so many of my beautiful, wonderful clients sell it and love it, and I love that for them. But like 0% chance of me selling those products. Did not like them. Did not like them. And again, doesn't mean the products are bad. It just means that I am not excited about the product, so I can't sell it. It can be the same thing for a service. Like, let's say you got a glacial, because everyone loves glacials in your area, or everyone's talking about the glacial, and you just like think it's okay. Or you think like it's like you don't like doing the service. Like, you don't like, I know that the handle is like is heavy. And you don't like it. This very popular device that can change a person's business will not work for you. It's the same thing with face reality. Like, as you know, that was very successful for me. So many people bring on face reality and it does not work for them. Why? Because they don't actually like treating acne. They don't actually want to deal with acne people. And you know what I mean? The emotions around acne, the drama, the panicking, the hand holding, they want the sales of that acne client coming every 2 weeks and buying product and being really loyal, but they don't want to deal with the acne client. So yes, it is popular. And yes, people love it, but it's not going to be profitable for you because it's not for you and your business. I always get nervous when a client comes to me like, I just bought this machine, or I'm going to buy this machine because the rep says this is how much money I can make from it. No, I'm always like, no, don't do it. No, stop. That is not why we're buying machines and new modalities and things like that, or bringing on new lines. That's not why we're not bringing on a new line because the rep's telling you how much you can make and so made so much from it. No. We are bringing it on because we are obsessed and in love with it. That is why. That is the only reason why. And again, I'm not against any of these things. Like, when I do eventually move back to California, which no one knows when that is yet. We still don't know. And I'm back in the treatment room for a couple days a week. I most likely will bring on a modality of some kind because the target audience that I want to go after will want the results of a modality more than just like a facial. And I don't know which modality is yet. I'm here in Georgia trying different ones. I'm still figuring out like how I want that to be. But if I go and get a glacial and I hate it, I'm not bringing on a glacial. I go get a glacial and I'm obsessed with it, that's a very good candidate. Like, I went and got microchanneled, loved it, but I think it's pretty dicey to do in California, so I probably won't be able to bring it on. But you have to think about what is profitable for you, not what is profitable for other people's businesses. And you have to really stop looking at other people's businesses and really stop looking at random advice from people. Because you're not them. And that's the best part, right? Like, you don't approach skin the way that they do, or you don't, have the same interest in skin that they do. And that's okay. Like, acne was such an important, reason I specialized in acne, honestly, wasn't because I thought I was going to make a lot of money. It's because I really wanted to work with the acne group of people. And I was like, ooh, if I happen to make money, amazing. Now I'm in my 40s. I did the acne thing. I don't see that happening in the future. Maybe I'll have a different, maybe my daughter will be a teenager and I'll be back into acne again. But I really am very interested in people in my age range and the skin issues that we're having and frustrations that we have. That is so much more interesting to me, and that's okay. So I can sell what I am interested in. Now, of course, if you're a spa, that's a different story than a solo person. And that's the same thing, like from a spa's perspective, that does, you know, threading and waxing and sugaring and facials and like advanced modalities. Like they offer all these services and eyelash tinting and permanent makeup. Like they can offer all these different things because it's a spa. And they can book people they can book someone for an eyelash tint, brow wax. They can like stack it, and it can take them 15 minutes. And in some other room, someone's getting a facial and buying products. And so like the profitability is a very different beast than you as a solo person. And if you are one of my clients, like if you're doing lash extensions or anything that doesn't sell product with it, like hair removal where there's not a huge amount of product, like skincare, you have to be very good and very fast as a solo person. Because if it like an eyelash fill takes you 2 hours, you are losing money on that service. It's not, unless you're charging a premium, like, something that way more than like the average cost, which isn't, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have a smaller group of people that are interested in that, right? I'm not against it, but it also has to make sense from a business perspective. You can have that idea, but it doesn't actually make sense because nobody's buying it, right? So again, you may be booked very solidly doing eyebrow waxing, but you're not making that much in a day because by the time it takes to check people in, check people out, all the things, you're not making the same amount of money if you were doing other services. So that may be popular, but it may not be profitable. So we have to look at a way to make that more profitable for you. And I have lots of different ideas about those different things, but in different clients and different situations, different things are helpful in that way. But again, you have to look at the numbers. I've had so many clients that have dropped, like they really want to focus on corrective skincare and they also do body waxing and they don't like doing body waxing. They just like do it because, they have clients and they just eliminate from their menu. And they did not have, like, that wasn't a good decision because they aren't fully booked in their advanced skincare. So I always want to be like again, it may be popular to only do one service or one specialty, but from a profitability standpoint, you're not there yet to completely drop those services that aren't making you money. Maybe you are. But again, you really have to look at where the money is coming in and how much work it takes to make that money. And is that work and money sustainable? Like if you just have someone, like a bunch of clients that are just coming for like, a nose wax or something, which is not not that much money, but takes the same amount of time as a eyebrow wax. Like we have to look at how to make more money from that client or how we can replace them with a client that is going to buy more. And that may not be what you were taught in school, right? That may not be what was used to be the old, we did business, but you really have to look at like what is actually working. Along with this, I'm also going to say that be aware of when you talk to people about your business, that person's perspective and how it may or may not have anything to do with your business. So like, for instance, so many people, totally unsolicited, didn't ask them. Hairdressers, people would stop by my room when I first started my business. And I told them I'm specializing in acne. And I also do facials, but I specialize in acne. And the amount of people that had been in the biz for 25 years told me what a terrible idea that was. It was insane. I got that from so many people. So many people. They were all wrong, clearly, because I was making more money than them in a year, making way more money than them, working less hours than they were making. They were working because they were doing, haircuts and stuff that if they didn't, like, they weren't selling, like they didn't know what they were talking about, right? Like from their worldview, they were right, but they didn't actually know. Going into the skincare business that I'm in, also got some bad advice from people. People who either are not in the skincare world, they don't know at all what can sell and doesn't sell, and people that are in the skincare world that sell to a very different audience than me. The amount of advice that I have gotten that I did not ask for, that people would love to give me. And I think it's really important in those moments to be like, where's that person coming from? So like, where's the hairdresser coming from? I don't think she was trying to, many of them were trying to like deter me. They think they were trying to protect me and help me, but they didn't see the things that I saw, right? Or they're looking at it from their business, which is like, well, I cut and color and this and that. And so like that makes so much more money if I didn't do all those services, so they're looking at it from the view of their business and their perspective. Just like I had so many friends that were so kind that were like, oh, I wish you did X because that's what I'm interested in for an esthetician. And like, I don't have acne. I'm like, well, I know you don't have acne, but you're also not going to buy products and like get a facial regularly because you like the way your skin is right now and you're not concerned with your skin. So like your opinion's not important to me, And so again, you have to really, and like some of my clients will get some advice from friends, families, people that work, near them, colleagues. And I'm sometimes like, okay, like let's say that they're right. Like, let's look at that. Cause I really sometimes maybe the advice is true. We have to really look at it and look at is the advice true? And is the advice coming from this, like a good place? It's not always the case. And again, what advice they're giving you may be the popular advice, but it may not be the profitable advice. Lastly, I want to say, again, being really popular on Instagram or TikTok does not mean you're making a lot of money. People who get 15,000 views and likes, 10,000 or whatever number you have in your head that you should be getting on your post, Reels, TikToks, engagement, how many followers you think you should have. I know so many estheticians, business owners that have a good engagement. It's usually from other estheticians. And they are very popular, but they are not making their money from their posts. And they're not making crazy amounts of money in their treatment room either. I know a lot of estheticians that have like, a nice following, a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. And, they do their posts and they get some engagement here and there, but it's nothing crazy. And they are killing it. They're doing $20,000 months as a solo esthetician. Again, unless they don't post and don't show up. And they are. But they'll do posts that have no comments and 17 likes. It's fine. That doesn't matter. Because the people that they are engaging with are people who are actually buying from them. And that's all that matters. Not some stranger on the internet that's never going to buy from you. Okay, that is it for today. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.